Hey, what's up, folks? Micah Walsh here. Over the last couple of years, a lot of people have asked me to make videos like this, but in the past 72 hours, especially, the requests have been pouring in. I don't know that I'm necessarily the authority on this, but I appreciate that so many of you seem to think so. So I have a little time on my hands. I figured, what the hey, give them what they want. So without further ado, this is my tutorial on how best to clean your Crocs. Now, let me preface this by saying, I know this is an ongoing conversation. It can be a very heated dialogue. I've been on the Reddits, I've been on the subreddits. I'm not even going to get into the bleach conversation today. For the purposes of this video, I will be presenting the technique that works best for me, okay? If you have a different technique, feel free to sound off in the comments. Make your own tutorial, but that's what I'll be presenting today. So, a list of supplies you're going to need, right? Now, typically, I would be doing this with rubber gloves on, but I went to Walgreens, CVS. I can't find rubber gloves anywhere in the city. I don't know if there's like a hygiene convention happening or something. That's just a joke. I am aware of the situation in the world. Shout out to the first responders, nurses, doctors on the front line. You guys need the gloves more than us. But luckily, we are New Yorkers, so we're adaptable. I'm from Minnesota, but I live in Brooklyn, and it's kind of my defining personality trait, apart from the Crocs, of course. But, as it were, we have bodegas, so we can just go get some bodega bags, which are, indistinguishable from regular bags. But so go down to your corner store, buy literally anything. They will give you 2 bags and a straw. The straw we don't need, we will not be using, but it's kind of a non-negotiable at a lot of these stores. They just give you straws. We're going to be using the bags for, gloves, all right? Not that much finger functionality, but, they're kind of like plastic mittens. They will, do the trick for today. Next thing you're going to need, toothbrush, okay? Not the one you use in your mouth, obviously. You should just have an extra toothbrush as a way that you live, okay? Listen, that's good etiquette. If one of you mutants somehow tricks a woman or a man to coming home with you, you're going to want to act like it's happened before, okay? Have an extra toothbrush. But we're in a quarantine, so nobody's coming over to your house. Extra toothbrush will be used for cleaning Crocs and then disposed of. Next thing, duck sauce. We actually don't need duck sauce at all, but I just cleaned out my drawers, and I don't know how my life has accumulated so much duck sauce. But you're going to want to throw the duck sauce away, unless you have egg roll plans in your future, in which case, just leave them in the drawer or whatever. Hydrogen peroxide. You can get this shit anywhere. I'm not even sure what it does, but, it's become part of the technique. So, and finally, dish detergent, which brings me to my next point. If you live alone, feel free to use your own kitchen sink. If you live with others, it's just a kind courtesy to wash a vessel that is not what everybody washes their forks and knives in. So I'm going to be using my Valentine's Day, bucket. We all have one. We all wonder why we have it, but for purposes like today. And a pot. You want a pot? Get some boiling water going. We'll get to that later. All right, folks, so I'm in the kitchen now. We've got our boiling water. We've got our hydrogen peroxide. We have our Dawn. We have our Valentine's Day bucket. And we have the star of the show themselves, our Crocs. Now we're going to want to hit them with some dish soap, followed by some hydrogen peroxide. I'm not really sure if the order of that matters, but that's how I do it. And this is my tutorial. You're going to want to use 2 hands to move a pot of boiling water, but I'm using 1 hand to film, so we're going to have to improvise today. Oh yeah, you can just feel the baptism. These Crocs will be rebirthed. You're going to want to cool down the water a little bit so you don't burn your fingers. Okay, so as we all know, Crocs float. It's one of their biggest selling points, right? You're going to actually have to hold them down. But that's okay, because, just like bathing a baby, I assume. And then just start scrubbing, Oh, yeah. Now make sure you don't neglect the underside. Although it's not seen as often if you do a high kick, you know. You don't want people to say, wow, bottom of the guy's shoe. That kick was pretty cool, but he should really take care of his hygiene. Okay, let's throw on some duck sauce. Now, if you're the kind of person that's watching a video like this, I probably don't need to tell you, but you already know Crocs are notoriously unmeltable. It's like their number 3 selling point after breathability and buoyancy, not in that order. Day one stuff, you know? So once you've drained out the soapy water, we are actually going to hit it with a rinse cycle of even more boiling water. You can't melt these babies. I've tried. And at this point, you're just going to want to take your toothbrush and go over it one more time, get those remaining little holdout areas of dirt. Then drain the water and hit them with just a little more hydrogen peroxide for good measure. Move the Crocs to a pre-designated landing pad. Pat dry with some paper towels. And voila. And there you have it. As you can see, my Crocs have been restored to almost near retail perfection. And I would argue that they are perfectly appropriate footwear for a funeral, Mom. But that's neither here nor there. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, drop a sub. Maybe don't buy white Crocs in the future, but what's done is done. Stay safe out there and enjoy the end of the world, everybody. Take care.